Okay, so have you ever just like laid in bed at night, like 3 in the morning,
Oh, yeah.
just staring at the ceiling and wondering like, is there some little thing I could tweak in my routine that would just unlock like amazing sleep?
Absolutely.
Right, something so simple that I'm overlooking, and it might even be something like already in my kitchen,
Mm.
and it could like totally change how I feel overnight. So let's talk about apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar.
Right, it might sound a little weird, but that can do some pretty cool things for your body, especially like when you're, trying to recharge overnight.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're not talking about some like miracle cure or anything.
Right.
We really just want to dive into how apple cider vinegar like works its magic at night
Yeah.
and how it can help us, feel better overall, like while we're sleeping.
Okay, so let's start with blood sugar.
Okay.
The key thing we're looking at here is acetic acid, and that's the main ingredient in apple cider vinegar.
Right. Okay, so it's acetic acid that's really doing all this good stuff. And one of the most important things it does is help keep your blood sugar levels balanced, like all night long. Why is that such a big deal?
Well, when your blood sugar's going up and down all over the place while you're sleeping,
Uh-huh.
that can really mess with your sleep cycles and put a lot of stress on your body.
Yeah.
Acetic acid actually helps to control how much glucose your liver makes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it keeps it from like going overboard and releasing too much while you're asleep. And this is super important if you have any problems with how your body handles insulin.
Okay.
Because if your liver is working too hard at night, it can make your blood sugar too high in the morning, even if you didn't eat any sugary stuff before bed.
That makes total sense. So it's like avoiding a blood sugar roller coaster while you're trying to sleep.
Right.
Now, I've also heard that apple cider vinegar might slow down how fast our bodies break down carbs and sugars from like what we eat during the day.
Exactly. By slowing down that digestion and absorption of carbohydrates. That acetic acid further stabilizes your blood sugar.
Yeah.
It helps prevent those really fast spikes that can lead to a crash later on,
Uh-huh.
which could wake you up during the night.
Gotcha. Okay, so stable blood sugar is like the foundation for good health at night.
Yeah.
But how does that translate into actually feeling more rested? That's the whole sleep quality thing, right?
Right. So you have 1 or 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in water before bed. It can actually improve the quality of your sleep.
Really?
Yeah. The idea is that it might affect certain brain chemicals that help you get deeper and more restful sleep.
Right, because we all know just getting enough hours isn't enough. It
Right.
has to be good sleep.
Yeah. You need that quality sleep.
Right. And apple cider vinegar seems to help with that quality.
It seems to.
Okay. Now, what about that feeling you get sometimes after dinner? Like when you lie down and things just feel kind of unsettled?
Uh-huh.
I've heard apple cider vinegar can help with digestion.
Yeah, it's another good thing about it. If you take apple cider vinegar after dinner, it can help your digestion. And that can be really helpful if you tend to get bloated.
Ugh, bloating.
Yeah, because that can definitely make it hard to fall asleep or stay asleep.
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of people struggle with that. Anything that helps with that post-dinner sluggishness is good.
Hmm.
And I heard it can even help with heartburn. Really?
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but for some people,
Yeah.
what feels like heartburn is actually from not having enough stomach acid.
Really?
Yeah. And in those cases, the acid in apple cider vinegar can actually help create a better environment in your stomach
Oh.
and relieve those reflux symptoms. It could be a more natural approach than just taking antacids all the time.
So it's not just masking a symptom, it's actually working with your body.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. Now, what about this whole thing about enhanced mineral absorption? How does apple cider vinegar help with that?
So a more acidic environment in your stomach,
Uh-huh.
which is what apple cider vinegar helps create,
Mhm.
is really important for absorbing a bunch of key minerals like calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, and potassium. And if you don't have enough stomach acid,
All right.
you might not be absorbing all those good nutrients from your food.
So it's like helping your body actually use what you're eating.
Exactly.
And those minerals are involved in so many important functions in the body. And I remember reading something about how getting more magnesium can be especially helpful at night.
Oh, yeah, for sure. When you absorb more magnesium, thanks to that acetic acid,
Okay.
it can really help your muscles relax. And that can prevent those annoying muscle twitches you sometimes get at night.
Oh, yeah.
It can also help with muscle cramps, like those painful Charlie horses and foot spasms that can wake you up out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, those middle night leg cramps are the worst.
Yeah.
So by helping our bodies use these minerals better, apple cider vinegar is addressing some of those underlying problems.
That's the idea.
Now, going back to blood sugar for a sec, it seems like that might also be connected to those late-night snack cravings.
It is. By keeping your blood sugar levels steady all night long,
Okay.
apple cider vinegar can reduce those urges to snack before bed.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of times those late-night hunger pangs
Mm-hmm.
are triggered by drops in blood sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep things balanced, you're less likely to get those sudden cravings.
So it's not necessarily like suppressing your appetite.
Okay.
It's more about keeping your body's signals in check so you're not getting those false alarms for food in the middle of the night.
Right.
And this could even have an indirect effect on weight management.
It could. When your body becomes more sensitive to insulin,
Mm-hmm.
which apple cider vinegar may help with,
Okay.
it doesn't have to produce as much.
Yeah.
And lower insulin levels, especially while you're sleeping,
Okay.
can actually boost your body's natural fat-burning processes, which are more active overnight.
That's crazy to think about. Like something you have before bed could actually help you burn fat while you're sleeping.
Yeah,
It really shows you how connected everything is in the body.
definitely.
Okay, so we've talked about blood sugar, sleep quality, digestion, mineral absorption, and fewer nighttime snacks. What about this idea of supporting liver function?
Right. So apple cider vinegar may also help your liver with its natural detoxification process,
Oh, interesting.
and it can stimulate the release of bile from your gallbladder.
Okay.
And bile is super important for digesting fats properly. And for overall liver health, a good flow of bile keeps your digestion running smoothly, even while you're resting.
And there's a connection between stomach acidity and bile release, right?
Yes.
I remember reading that using antacids a lot can actually affect how your gallbladder works.
Yeah, that's right. Having acid in your stomach
Oh, okay.
is what signals the release of bile.
Oh, wow.
So if you're constantly suppressing your stomach acid,
Uh-huh.
it can lead to less efficient bile release over time.
Oh, that makes sense.
And apple cider vinegar, by helping to maintain a healthy acidic environment in your stomach,
Yeah.
can indirectly support that natural bile flow.
That's a really interesting connection. I don't think a lot of people know about that. Okay. And the last potential benefit we want to touch on is apple cider vinegar as an alternative energy source, like at the cellular level. That seems kind of weird for something you take before sleep.
I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the acetic acid in apple cider vinegar
Mm-hmm.
can actually be used by your cells to make energy.
Mm.
You might think that giving you energy before bed would keep you up,
Yeah.
but actually this cellular energy production can actually make your sleep more stable and less restless.
So it's not like a stimulant like caffeine.
No, not at all.
It's a different kind of energy that helps your body function during sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sleep isn't just downtime.
Right?
Your body is busy doing all sorts of repairs and regulation, and all that takes energy.
Mm-hmm.
Acetic acid can be like readily available fuel for those activities.
Oh, wow.
And that can potentially reduce things like restless leg syndrome, which can really mess with your sleep
Yeah.
by giving your body this alternative fuel source. Apple cider vinegar might help you wake up feeling more truly refreshed.
That's a fascinating way to think about it. So it's like giving your body the tools it needs to actually sleep well. Okay, so for anyone listening who's intrigued and wants to try this, what's the best way to incorporate apple cider vinegar into their nighttime routine?
The simplest way is to just mix 1 or 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar with a glass of water
Right.
and drink it before bed. If the taste is too strong, you can add some lemon or a few drops of stevia.
Okay.
And it's also a good idea to use a straw because of the acidity. You don't want it sitting on your teeth.
Good tip. And is there a best time to take it?
Right after dinner seems to be the most effective.
Okay.
That way it can work on your digestion and blood sugar as you're getting ready for bed.
So it's a pretty simple and inexpensive thing to try.
Yeah.
Our listeners could experiment with it and see how it affects them.
Definitely. I think it's worth a shot. It's a low-risk experiment with the potential for some really noticeable benefits.
Right.
Encourage them to really pay attention to how they feel, like their sleep patterns, their digestion, and their energy levels in the morning.
I love that. So this has been a really cool deep dive into the unexpected potential of apple cider vinegar for nighttime well-being.
It has been.
It's amazing how something so common can have so many positive effects on our health while we're sleeping.
Well, it's crazy.
It really shows you that rest is an active process.
Definitely. Restful sleep isn't just about being still. It's a time for restoration and rejuvenation.
Right.
And it's fascinating to think that small changes to our routines can have such a big impact on how we recover overnight.
Absolutely. Definitely something to keep in mind as you're winding down tonight. Thanks for sharing all this amazing information.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, be sure to subscribe for more healthy inspirations. See you in the next video.